Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the third episode of the DUDEPOOL Gamescast. I'm the man known online since 1999 as Nicky D, the Dude 250, hanging out on the couch with my main man, Taylor Sager. Aliens exist.
They do.
They do exist. And joining us all the way from the UK, it's the foundation of the DUDEPOOL Nation, the man known as Danny Peel, also known as Brutal Nature in the online community. How are you today?
I'm great, guys. It's a pleasure to be here once again. Episode 3. Let's get it rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3. It's you and me. Let's go. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's just jump right into the first old topic of the week, I think. And we're going to let Danny Peel take it away this week.
Do it, Danny.
Right on. Okay, so 2015, we got Star Wars Battlefront. So The year before that was the last Battlefield game, and it wasn't a hugely well-received one. So, in my opinion, it's been a few years now since we've had a proper Battlefield game.
Referring to 4 or Hardline?
Hardline. Battlefield 4
was that
eventually became...
Was that 2014?
Pretty sure it was. Pretty sure.
I felt like that was really early 2015.
Could have been Q1.
You guys want to look it up?
Yeah, I got it.
It really doesn't matter that much.
I got it.
No,
But it has been a while since. It's definitely been a few years since 4.
It's been a while.
And
4 was a launch game, right?
Yes, it was a launch title. It showed.
Yeah, it did. I still think that's a good game. Now and then I'll go back to 4, and it's always a little bit better, and it's always more content. So fair play to them. But
no, I still like it quite a bit. It was just at launch. It was the lag stuff and
right, yeah,
a whole bunch
they
of
had
shit,
netcode problems and all kinds of things.
Especially like jumping from 3 to 4. Like me and you put so much time into Battlefield 3.
Totally.
Oh, what a game!
Yeah, it was March 17th, 2015.
I thought so.
That's interesting.
I thought so, yeah.
I thought that would have been a Christmas kind of holiday season, so November maybe time. I
think we played the beta right around then, though, didn't we?
That's right, why that's true. Maybe that's why I'm thinking of that. But anyway, the point, there's a new Battlefield game coming in 2016, supposedly. It's been worked on for a while already. And I'm just wondering what kind of Battlefield we're going to get. Because I like Battlefield 4, or the game that it became anyway. But I loved Battlefield 3. I put like 400 hours on PC in the Battlefield 3, another maybe 15 on PS3. And that was, of all the competitive shooters ever, that's the one I've played the most. Which, to some people, 400 hours is nothing, right? But for me, that was a lot of time to spend on one game. So I'm kind of hoping we come back and Battlefield 2016, whatever it is just a little more not overcrowded with shit they don't really need to put in. Like the Levolution stuff was such a gimmick in Battlefield 4, and it felt unnecessary. It was fun the first few times you see it, and then it just kind of ruins the map a little bit. So I'm hoping we get just really focused, beautifully designed maps. And I hope they do away with this fucking DLC thing that separates the user base. And I just hope we get a really good, clean, balanced Battlefield game. Because I thought Battlefield 3 was tremendous in that regard, to be honest.
Totally. We don't know if it's going to be another numbered or if it's going to be a spin-off yet. We really don't know anything. Is that because I haven't heard of?
I haven't seen anything. With regards to that, there may be information out there. You guys can have a look.
Well, I'd imagine they wanted to withhold a lot of information so that Battlefront could get a lot of PR time.
That's a good point. I didn't actually consider that, but that's true. I kind of separate, because Star Wars is such a massive thing. I feel like everyone's going to pick that. And apparently over Christmas, once the movie came out, apparently the sales figures really spiked up for that game, which is
that's
good.
Funny. Hey, that's funny. There were a lot of people that were trepidatious about the game because they were hearing all the modes that were omitted from that were in the second game, and people were like, bah, salty little babies. But
it was a whole new engine, a whole new game, really, right? Well, sort of.
Yeah. Well, it's light in content for my liking, the Star Wars thing. But just to get back on point here, the Battlefield game. If I'm spitballing ideas of my perfect Battlefield for the next one, it's going to have at least 2 to 3 maps from every Battlefield game beforehand.
Wow.
Like best of maps.
Sure, that would be cool.
And then it's going to add new ones as well, but it's going to do away with that Levolution thing, and I hope the DLC packages adopts a little bit more like a Rocket League model where the maps are free.
Yeah.
But if you maybe I wouldn't even mind it so much. I might get a lot of flack for saying this, but just to level out the loss of money for like segregating people from like making the maps free for everybody. They would have to have like some kind of what's the word, microtransaction system for maybe weapon skins or something aesthetics, or aesthetic wise.
Or like those supply drops that they do in Call of Duty where you pay money and you just get like a random box of random crap.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. I don't want to see that, here's if pay $5 you can unlock everything in the game. I don't like that shit.
No, me neither.
I'd rather it be more aesthetics based rather than things that can actually give you a leg up on the competition via just buying shit with real money.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't know. It's just kind of I'd rather it be more aesthetics, or if you do charge people for things, don't make them overpowered. Make them
balanced,
like a normal kind of weapon, or balanced. Yeah, make sure the whole game is fucking balanced.
It's easy.
That's what Battlefield 3 was. Battlefield 3 was one of the most balanced shooters out there.
It seemed that way. I think a lot of people who spent a lot of time with the game would say the assault class was far and beyond every other class, and it was kind of the most used class because you could be a medic as well, right? And you had all these great assault rifles, but
they were the best for actually assaulting, and that makes sense. But like, you wouldn't want to be an assault class while you're driving a tank, right? Like, that's what I mean by balanced. Each role had their own specific class. The engineers shouldn't be as good at shooting dudes as the assault class, because that's the assaults.
You say that,
although they are really good.
But I spent a lot of time in the tanks eventually, and I got really, really efficient and proficient in the tanks, and I was still rocking the assault class. So I don't know. I mean,
but you also but then you also had a buddy who was the engineer that would jump out of the tank and heal while you were firing and shit too, right?
Didn't always have that. When you were there, I had that.
That's right, you did.
You played like 100 hours, and I played like 400 hours. So
I played more than 100 hours because I split it up more on console and PC, and like I was playing with, I had a small group of friends like Mark and Kevin and shit that I would play with on PS3, and then I would also play on PC. Yeah, I'm kind of all over the place with what consoles and systems I play my games on.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, for the new one, because I'm one of those guys, I got into Battlefield quite late. I think it was Bad Company 2 that you and I played. That was our first time
the Vietnam pack, man. Yeah,
and that was awesome. But
so good.
And after that, Battlefield 3, of course. But I missed out on Battlefield. Was it 2142?
2142, which originally was just a mod for 2 that then they released as a full price expansion.
I mean, that is right up my street.
It was fucking awesome because it was so different.
Totally. I'd love to see.
It's not past 3, it's way before 3. Is that what you said? Sorry, I must have misheard you. Sorry.
I don't know.
But anyway, that 2142 was awesome. It was sci-fi setting. They had the Titan mode, which was super, super neat. But going like rose-tinted glasses for sure. The netcode was terrible on that game. The netcode was so bad on the 2142, not Battlefield 2. That game was amazing. But I remember there being some serious latency issues and the bullets not going where they fucking should have. Right? But it was old. It was a long time ago.
Even so, I mean, imagine 2143. You know, we get a new one.
I have a lot. Yeah. They even, like, in Battlefield 3, they hinted at it.
Oh, is that right?
In a couple of the maps online, if you look at some cargo containers and shit, they have the numbers 2143 on the corners. Right. And everybody was like, I wonder if that's a little reference or a nod or like, because Battlefield, like, the DICE loved to do that. Remember at that one map, you could find Faith's shoes.
Oh,
the lead character from Mirror's Edge. Yeah, and her shoes were up there, and if you walked up to them, you could hear like a little ditty of the lead song or something like that,
that's
or
cool.
whatever.
That's cool.
And DICE's,
they love
as we all know,
right.
Published by EA, and EA are producing the Mirror's Edge franchise, probably through DICE. I'm guessing maybe.
DICE,
I don't know.
Yeah, DICE made Mirror's Edge. Didn't they?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I can't quite remember. That makes sense. I think they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, they hinted, and Mirror's Edge is definitely coming. So they hinted, right? So maybe they are doing a more futuristic one. And
I mean, you said Battlefield 3. That's back 2011 now, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, they could take assets from Battlefront and just fucking bam. There's your sci-fi. It's shooting the same Star Wars
I don't know about that.
But I wonder if they can or cannot do that, right? Because it's all that is like scanned from the movies or whatever.
So Star Wars.
It's all.
Like, I don't mean it's going to look like they'll take that asset and they'll run with it, right? They'll alter it and they'll make it their own. But they have starting points for a sci-fi game. Right. They have planets and suns off in the distance and shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, I would love that, dude, because I missed out on that, and that's the one I think I would have loved had it been.
It's one that I would love them to bring back specifically because of Titan mode. It was different, and it's still different than anything I've ever played. For those the uninitiated that don't know what Titan mode was, it was a mode where you have this giant ship, and the enemy has a giant ship that are called the Titans. You're fighting on the ground. You spawn in your Titan. You can take drop pods to the earth. You can take control of turrets on the Titan. There's one commander that can move the Titan anywhere on the fucking map. And then when you're on the ground as a grunt foot soldier, you can either get into mechs, you can get into APCs, stuff like that, and you take over control points just like a Battlefield Conquest mode, like the flags, but instead of flags, they're missile silos. And the more missile silos you control, they will target the enemy's Titan. Right. And if you have enough missile silos locked onto that Titan for a certain period of time, it will drop their shields down to where you can take the APCs, get in a launch pod, and shoot out of the APCs or the mech or from your Titan and board their Titan, and then you're fighting in the Titan against dudes, and you have to blow up their Titan from the inside.
So cool.
Like, it was so cool.
That is a good game.
It was kind of like Battlefront 2, like the space battles where you take off from one ship and take, but it's like on a way bigger scale with actual ground vehicles and flight controls.
That's so cool.
It was so cool. Right? Yeah.
There's nothing like that in right now. Everything's
it's
all
the
very
same
military shooter, right? So, I mean, I think we agree we're tired of like modern day military shooters at this point, right? Call of Duty's changed.
Yeah, it's got to be a bit more than just shooting people. If Star Wars Battlefront's proved anything. I still have fun with that game, going to it every now and again, but mostly for the Star Wars aesthetic, because I'm a bit of a fucking Star Wars fanboy, right? So pew pew pew, that's fun. I like that for 20 minutes at a time. But I am actively more engaged in Rainbow Six than I am Star Wars right now, because it's slower, it's more tactical, bullets matter, you know. You got to think a little bit more, and I like to be a bit more actively engaged, you know, and thinking about my stuff.
Instead of just run and die.
Right, and so if I can do core gameplay, team stuff with my buddies and boarding Titans and stuff like that, that's so cool, right?
So cool,
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
And that's what Battlefield does best, too, is being able to switch up your play style in how you're playing the game mid-match. Like, 1 minute you're on the field playing a Call of Duty style, shooter. A little bit slower, obviously. But, and then the next thing, if that's not going well, bam, I'm in a tank, and now I'm playing like a bloody tank sim. And then next thing you know, I'm in a fighter plane doing a dogfighting
sniping on a roof somewhere.
Doing strafing runs. Yeah, it's just, you can switch it up. That's why I think we're able to put so many hours into like Battlefield 3 and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Because after 60 hours of playing the assault class, you were able to say, let's try something different.
Totally.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas like Call of Duty or Battlefront, oh, let's switch a gun or a blaster. It's like, okay, it's shooting shit still.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe I'll try a sticky grenade instead of a regular one.
Yeah.
There's your...
Don't get too crazy, though, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So, I guess we'll see what they do. Like we say, I don't think we've seen any announcements at all for what it will be, but I mean, that'll be a big
Which
announcement
also,
when they reveal
if that game does come out this year, that means we're starting to get back on track with announcements and shit, man. Because I don't want to hear about Battlefield 5 and then and not see anything for 2 bloody years.
true.
I'd rather get it revealed at E3 and then be like, guess what? You can play it next month.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah,
what?
you get in the message.
Pre-order now? Oh my god, I'm so wet. Right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I think that is like the coolest thing. If the coolest trend I'm seeing at E3 and conferences and stuff like that is them doing that thing like with PT or whatever. They're like, check this out. Oh, and you can go on the store right bloody now and download it.
Cool.
That's the best thing to do.
That's such a cool
available
thing.
now.
Yeah,
What?
exactly.
Each other
Like
in the
I think
face
that
and
is
shit.
such a bigger hype deliverance than the slow burn of 2 years and it fizzling, and then you get it in and your expectations are so bloody high.
Yeah.
Right? If they do that
100%,
full announce right now and you can go get it,
Yeah.
you don't have the time to stew about it, so your expectations don't grow, and it seems that much better. I don't know. It just seems like marketing 101 to me, but that's... I digress. Hire me, PlayStation, is what I'm saying. Sony, let me run your shit.
You could obviously go several different routes as far as like PR and marketing go for a video game, but that one's it's a great one right now.
I think
it's pretty hard to do that with like a AAA game, to be like, oh yeah, Battlefield, this is it. Oh, it's available. It's in Walmart right now. Like that's probably not going to happen, but I mean, like,
not with the digital landscape.
Yeah, if it was all digital, it could flip of a button and it's right there. But
which would piss them off. But yeah, I digress.
I think it. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it comes out this year, because that's one thing. Yeah, that I hate. I hate it when you get that and then it's like, oh, maybe it'll be this year, but
I'm pretty sure it will. I mean, it's they're calling it Battlefield 2016. I mean, DICE has a massive team, right? They have a lot of people on board, and they've been working on it for a while, I figure, at this point. So I mean, well, yeah,
right.
I would be surprised if it didn't come out this year.
If they're sticking with the Battlefield 4 engine that they developed, or because I think that, I don't know, was the Battlefield 4 engine just a slight upgrade from the PS3 one, or did they build that from the ground up?
Well, it's a Frostbite, but it's like in the next level of Frostbite, isn't it? So,
yeah, but isn't Star Wars now the next level of Frostbite? Because that looks leaps and bounds better than the Battlefield 4 engine.
Do you think so?
Oh, I think it's one of the prettiest games.
All that stuff is also scanned in, though, right? Like they didn't just like digitally build it. They like scanned the models and then made them digital.
I think Battlefront is deceptively good looking. Like you see these big landscapes and shit, and it looks beautiful. But if you look at it from a technical standpoint, I don't think it's.
I don't think it looks bad by any means.
No,
it's
but
just like it doesn't have. I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't have the visual fidelity that Star Wars has. That you just go in there and like little things. I don't think it has the
flair that Star Wars. It doesn't have the spectacle
maybe that's
that
what
Star Wars
is.
has. I think that's what gets
maybe that's what it is.
And like when you
that clean shine that it has,
it
right?
looks clean. Yeah, it looks clean and shiny. Yeah.
And when you see like
like a new car,
like a bowcaster or like the TIE fighter in it, it's like that is exactly what I remember the bowcaster.
Oh man,
like.
even
then it's just like I don't even care anymore. I mean, it could be all pixelated and shit.
Even smaller than that, like just walking through the ice caves on a Hoth planet. I'm like, look at that wall. I bet you a Wampa passed here once.
Yeah,
I can smell them
just on the other side of this.
Yeah. Wall. Actually, side note, there is
a Wampa?
An Easter egg where if you go up to a closed door on one of the Hoth levels, you can listen. You can hear the Wampas going. Yeah. And that's a throwback to the Nintendo 64 Shadows of the Empire, because on the Hoth level, on the second level, there's Wampas in cages and shit behind the doors.
Right.
It's just a little throwback.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's a nice little Easter egg.
That's right. I think we'll wrap that topic up there.
Right on.
Yeah, man, that was a good one. Where are we going next?
I'm on your journey, Nick. Where are we going?